As Mandy said, I'm Dr. Anita Smith. I'm a certified divorce coach, and I'm also an author. I wrote my book, helping people to navigate from going through a heartbreak in divorce, a breakup, to coping with life after divorce. The book is personal and dear to me because I also went through a divorce. It's entitled You Can Make It, How to Start Living Your Victorious Life After Divorce. It's on Amazon and on my book website, youcanmakeitbook.com. I joined the Vesta team and partnered with the Vesta professionals to help you navigate your life after divorce. It's not an easy process. You go through all types of emotions, but with the proper guidance, the proper help, and the team members, you can make it because we've all been through it. We came out of it. We're smiling today, but years ago, we weren't smiling, we were crying. So now it is our purpose to help you all make it through your divorce and come out smiling and let you know that there is life after divorce. I always tell my clients it doesn't end because you're going through a divorce. It doesn't end when you sign the divorce papers. Your life begins again. It's what you make of the situation. So tonight, the purpose of this masterclass is to equip you with the knowledge and the skills that you need to make it through your divorce and to start regaining control over your financial life post-divorce. Tonight, we're going to talk about emotional impact on divorce on your financial decisions, understanding money mindset. I'm going to share with you some financial empowerment strategies and help you secure your financial future after divorce and give you practical, real life steps that you can take. You may want to take notes because I'm going to be sharing a lot of information throughout this presentation. And at the end, we're going to close out with Q&A sessions. So let's begin. Emotional impact of divorce on financial decisions. Going through divorce can cause all types of emotions. It can wreak your mind, health, spirit, and your finances, which can cause you emotional pain, trauma, fear, sadness, and anxiety. And it can have an emotional impact on your financial judgment. It can also break your self-confidence, your self-worth, and your self-identity, which may cause you to be afraid or have the lack of knowledge to take control of your financial future. When you're going through a divorce, you're not thinking about anything financially because it's like a roller coaster that's going on in your body. All you're thinking about is how you're going to make it, how are you going to take care of your children. So you have to go through the grieving process, cry if you want to, find some help to make you get through that situation so that you're able to make the right decisions. You're able to properly deal with your finances and focus on your long-term financial goals. Now I'm going to share with you some research that I have done talking about the income loss between comparing the women and the men. The significant decrease in your household income post-divorce can cause major financial stress and anxiety, and it can or may affect your ability to plan and manage your finances effectively. Why? Because women, as we know, usually make less than men in some areas of the world. It's regardless of your educational background, your skills, your talents, how many years you've been in the workforce. It just happens that way. It's a income disparity that happens in our country, the USA, countries overseas. Is it fair? No, it is not. So I've done some research to show that women usually experience a 41% decrease in their income compared to men who experience a 21% decrease in their income. Women are more likely to face financial struggles and will find it difficult to meet essential needs. This presents a challenge as couples separate their finances and begin to fund two separate households. You know, when both incomes are there, you're able to do a lot. Your money stretches further. But when you're now living in two separate households and the women are most likely the primary caretaker for the children, it's only one income, and they wonder how they're going to get through, the remaining years with their children and pay for the college expenses and their everyday basic essential needs. So it is a challenge and it causes financial stress and anxiety. But there is hope for you because once you change your mindset and do the necessary things to get over, being facing a financial setback situation, you can achieve, financial prosperity, but it takes some practical steps. I'm going to share with you my financial setbacks into greater comeback story when I went through my divorce. I got divorced in 2015. I had two children that I was taking care of. I still have a daughter in high school. She's graduating this year. Now she's going to start her college life next summer. So back then, it was hard for us because I was living check to check. I had more debt than I had money to pay my bills. I was physically and financially stressed out. I was unhealthy. I just had a lot going on. I was going to school with pursuing my doctoral degree. I was working two jobs. So it took a lot of stress on my mind, my body, my spirit, and my soul. But what did I do? I became relentless and I said, enough is enough. I was tired of the bill collectors kept calling me. I was dodging the phone calls. I was just tired, physically, mentally, emotionally drained. Going to work and people saw me. My eyes were puffy because of crying throughout the night. After I put my children to sleep, I just prayed, I just read my Bible, and after that, I just cried and say, Lord, help me through the situation. I need to find a way to get out of my situation because my children were looking up to me. They did not rely on, their dads to take care of them. They were looking at me because they wanted, mommy, how are we going to get out of this situation? So I decided enough is enough. So one day I just took action and took control of my finances. I got the help that I needed. And there are three things that I did to take control of my life back and to take control of my finances. Number one, I got my mind right. Number two, I got my health right. And number three, I got my money right. And I was able to give them the things that they need after I took control of my life and I took control of my finances. And after a while, I had peace of mind and everything just started falling into place. So, because I became relentless and got over my financial setbacks, I'm able to share with you the same principles that I use to help you receive your financial comeback. Three key principles to post divorce financial empowerment. Number one, get your mind right. Understanding money mindset. What is money mindsets? Webster defines it as attitudes, beliefs, and emotions that shapes how you perceive and handle money, and it can influence your financial behaviors based on your childhood, your personal or past experiences in your marriage, or cultural influences. There are four ways that money mindset negatively influence financial behaviors. Number one, fear-driven financial decision making, scared to make financial decisions post-divorce. Number two, poor spending habits. You may not had access to finances during the marriage. You probably, some of you may, some of you may not, and you just develop poor spending habits because you weren't the financial manager in your home. And when you saw something out there, let's say your child wanted a pair of Air Jordans for 300 or $300, or you wanted that Michael Kors purse for $400. You just went out and bought it, and you didn't think about your spending. Avoid taking risks. You were feeling defeated, or you may be right now feeling defeated about your financial goals. The flip side of that, 4 ways money mindset positively influence financial behaviors. Make those financial decisions. Stop overspending. Learn about and take risks. Do not be defeated. Become financially empowered about achieving your financial goals. It's all in your mindset and how you perceive it. There are 2 types of money mindsets. Number 1, scarcity, and number 2, abundance. You probably heard these before, but I want to share with you what they consist of. Scarcity, it focuses on the fear of not having enough money. A person with a scarcity mindset has these things in their perspective. Number 1, living check to check, guilty of past money mistakes, jealous of other people's financial situations, such as keeping up with the Joneses or looking at what your friends have, looking at what your coworkers have, and wondering how they are getting by, wondering why they're living such a nice life, going on vacations and such, and overwhelmed by finances. Number 2, abundance mindset, the belief that there is enough money to go around. A person with an abundance mindset, they're happy, they're comfortable talking about money, they believe in financial opportunities, they're willing to learn about personal finances and become educated about finances, and they focus on future financial goals. Which mindset do you have? And a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset? Think about it in your quiet time. How to identify your money mindset. Evaluate your thoughts and feelings about money. Determine your perspective, like I just talked about, whether you have a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset. Reflect on your money beliefs. Are they positive or are they negative? When you sit down in your quiet time, assess your current situation, and you will find clarity about your financial mindset and identify growth opportunities. It all begins with you looking at your finances, your net income, your bills, and everything for your future life after divorce. Assess your current situation now and assess it moving forward in the divorce process, and find clarity about your financial mindset. And once again, identify growth opportunities. What do you need to change? What do you need to work on? What do you need to learn? Are you ready to make a change? It's time to get your mind right. Principle number 2, get your health right. Financial health, the same way that you focus on your physical health and you get an annual physical checkup, you should focus on your financial health in the same way. Financial health, it refers to the state and stability of your personal finances and your financial affairs. We're not talking about your gross income. That's the amount you make per year. We're talking about after Social Security, FICA, and all of those things come out your check. We're talking about your net income, your savings, your credit score, your debt management, and the ability to meet your financial obligations. Financial health is a review of your financial situation. Are you financially healthy? Do you know where you stand financially? When is the last time you reviewed your finances? Did you have your financial checkup this year? If you answered no or I don't know to any of these questions, it is very important to have an annual checkup to keep your finances healthy and ensure that you are properly managing your money and reaching your financial goals. You do not have to wait until the new year and say this is going to be a part of your New Year's resolution. It is time to focus on your financial health right now because you don't know what can happen tomorrow. You need to focus on these things right now. I'm going to share with you some financial empowerment strategies that you can start focusing on right now. If you're separated or if you're thinking about the divorce and not sure, or if you already are divorced, start focusing and working on these strategies today. Number one, get a separate bank account. Number two, separate everything from your former spouse. It's time to focus on yourself and your children, your new life. Yes, you had everything jointly during the marriage. Now that you're going to be single again, focus on yourself, focus on your children, your new life, and separate everything. That will eliminate problems during the divorce process, the finalization of your divorce. You should review your financial situation, your income, your expenses, your assets, and your liabilities to understand where you stand, like the financial health checkup I just discussed. You want to know if you're in a good financial standing or in a bad financial standing. After that, create a realistic post divorce budget that includes your essential expenses. What are essential expenses, you may ask? Food, rent, mortgage, transportation, healthcare, utilities, the cost of living that are necessary for your survival and your children's survival. When you are creating a budget, there are 5 steps that you must focus on. Step number one, determine your take home income, net income, not the gross that I just talked about. Determine the savings contributions. Number three, list your fixed expenses, which are the same as your living expenses, essential living expenses, I should say. Number four, calculate your variable expenses. Some of the variable expenses that I thought about, eating out, going to a restaurant. How many times do you eat out? Entertainment, concerts, movies, baseball games, football games, any type of entertainment. How many times do you pay for those sporting events? Today, concerts are expensive, sporting events are expensive, clothing. Yes, we know that school have started for some of our children, and the majority of your children may be starting the end of the month, depending on the state that you live in. How much money are you allocating or putting aside for your children's clothing, your children's school supplies, their haircuts, their hairstyles, all of those things? Uber Eats, DoorDash. When you don't feel like cooking, when you're tired coming home from work and you order something from Uber, that adds up quickly. How do I know? Because my teenager, she ordered Uber Eats. Sunday, I looked at something on the table. She ordered breakfast, and I looked at her statements, her financial statements, because I look at her bank account. I said, what did you order? French toast and French fries. I said, $23 for French toast and French fries when I could have went to the store to pick that up for you and save you about $15. But I gave them a tip. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but how many times do you need to order French toast and French fries when we have the same ingredients in the freezer when she could have cooked the same meal and saved $23.90? Starbucks. How many people love coffee? That's that's an expense that adds up a lot. Travel, vacationing, going on weekend road trips. All of those things are variable expenses. Think about it, and you can adjust those variable expenses when creating your budget, but you cannot adjust the fixed expenses because your mortgage or rent is the same each month, and other necessities are the same each month. Your car payment, your truck payment, all of those things are fixed expenses that are the same amount each month. When you create your budget, automate the payments, automate your bill payments, and you don't have to worry about them month for month, and you don't have to worry about any of those things, your bills being late. After you have created the budget and automate your payments, think about setting short-term or long-term financial goals. Automate the bills that I just talked about. Manage your debt wisely. How do you do that? Start paying the smallest bills first and the largest bills last. Track your spending, rebuild your credit, and improve your credit score. You get one free credit score a year, annualcreditreport.com. Take control of your situation to achieve financial independence. Principle number 3, get your money right. You've already learned about getting your mind right. You've already learned about getting your heart right. Now it's time to get your money right. And you're able to do those things once you reframe your mindset. You're able to do those things once you get your heart right, physically and financially. Then you're able to focus on empowering yourself more to get your money right. Securing your financial future. Post-divorce financial planning is necessary to secure your financial future. Developing a good strategy will give you peace of mind during this challenging time in your life. You don't want to be stressed out going through this divorce process. It already is stressful as it is. Adding finances to it is another layer of stress. So it's important that you develop a financial plan and financial goals post-divorce to secure your financial future. You must move forward after your divorce and put plans in motion to properly secure your financial future. How do you do that? Embrace your new life, embrace your situation. Stop with the negative self-pity. We all know that life happens, divorce happens. And when you put your trust in one person, we know that they may fail, they have failed, and it will fail you and it will disappoint you. So accept it, cope with it, get through it, embrace your new situation, and start taking action by building a 3 to 6 month emergency savings fund. That may be hard. If you don't have enough money, start out with $50. Start out with $100. And then once you pay one of the bills off, then you pay the second bill off, put a little bit of that money in your emergency savings fund. Do not spend it. Why? Because emergencies will happen. What kind of emergencies? Medical bills, flat tires, children, school fees, something may come up. Any type of emergency may happen. Put money also in a regular savings account. If you want to go on that vacation, put money in a vacation savings account and don't spend it. Get a direct deposit. That way you don't even see it. And it will stay into that savings account until you are ready to go on vacation. The same thing for Christmas. Christmas is coming up in a couple of months. And you're probably worried about what you're going to buy your children. what you're going to buy your grandchildren, what you're going to buy your family members. I always told my children during the divorce process, I cannot afford something. I was always honest with them. Why? Because, you are the caretaker for them. They trust you, and you must be honest and transparent with your children, depending on the age. If they're teenagers and above, yes, they will understand it. If they're 4 through 8 years old, they may not understand it. If they're that age, just say, honey, it's not in the budget right now, but you can have this toy instead of that toy. You're the adult in the family, so improvise with something. As long as they have something under the Christmas tree, they're happy, because they're only going to play with those toys for 30 days, and then they're going to forget about the toy and go back to something else. So don't stress yourself out about what you can or cannot do for your children during this process. Also, you may have joint insurance policies with your spouse. When the divorce is final, think about getting a new life insurance policy for yourself and your children, because the courts is going to mandate one of the parents to get life insurance on the child, health insurance on the child. So think about those things and put those into your budget. Also, individual retirement accounts, a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA. I will speak about that on the next slide. Children education funds. These are things that you can start doing to get a college savings plans for them, college 529 plans, that's tax-free, filling out a FAFSA, and applying for college scholarships, grants. Grants you don't have to pay back. Loans, try and stay away from them as necessary as possible. And you can also use IRAs to fund your children's education. Investing strategies, those are things you can speak with an investment or wealth advisor about, and they can steer you in the right direction. Depending on your age, young or old, start thinking about your retirement plan. How are you going to survive when the alimony runs out, when the child turns 18 and the child support cuts off? Think about things that you can do to supplement your retirement income. When you retire from a job, you may not get all of your money. You may get half of that. Say, for instance, if you retire here in Georgia, where I am, you may only be bringing home about $2,500 a month. That's some people's mortgages. That's some people's rent, depending on where you live in the USA. So think about ways to focus on retirement, how to grow your money, how to increase your income post-divorce and during the retirement planning years. During your retirement years, it's time to start thinking about retirement planning right now. Also, seek professional financial help when you don't know what to do, where you don't know what to start, you don't know about child education funds, IRAs, life insurance, health insurance, all of these things that I discussed. Seek financial help. Do not be afraid. Do not be embarrassed. It's a judgment-free zone. Everybody has been in a situation or coming out of a situation. We're going to talk briefly about Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, and the difference between the two. Roth IRA is after-tax contributions. You contribute after-tax dollars. Tax-free growth and withdrawals, your contributions and earnings grow tax-free, and qualified withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. Also, with the Roth IRA, you do not have to withdraw money from it during your retirement. Traditional IRA, tax-deferred growth, you contribute pre-tax dollars, reducing your taxable income for the current year. Tax upon withdrawal, when you withdraw the money in retirement, is taxed as ordinary income. Once again, when you withdraw the money in retirement, it's taxed as ordinary income. Withdrawals can be taken out at age 73. So that's a long time to be waiting on money. When you retire, let's say at age 65, and then you can't take out your money until 8 years later when you're 73. That's a long time. So what are you going to do in those situations? Which one is best for you? It depends on your financial situation. It depends on your long-term goals and what do you want to achieve in your retirement years. I'm going to share with you some resources that I think can help you. These are investment resources. Dow Jones, they offer a free investing masterclass. Mark Russell, he also has a free masterclass on investing and a podcast that you can listen to. Fundrise is a real estate investment trust that you can start putting money into $50 a month if you're interested in real estate investment trust instead of real estate wholesaling or flipping houses, those type of things. So that's a different type of real estate investment that you can focus on. Robinhood is investing for beginners or experienced investors. Books, personal finance books that you can start reading. The Psychology of Money, Smart Women Finish Rich, The 21-Day Financial Fast, and Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm sure we all have heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So those are 4 books that you can start reading now or when your schedule allows to help you with your financial, to become educated about your financial journey. Some budgeting apps that you can, and websites that you can research to focus on your budget, to focus on your personal finances. Quick and Simplify, Nerd Wallet, Rocket Money, and Credit Karma to look at your credit score and dispute any inaccuracies on your credit score. Here's my contact information. If you want to schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me and receive my financial health checklist to help you get started looking at your financial situation and getting healthy, my Calendly link is calendly.com/Dr. Anita K. Smith. My website is lifeafterdivorceco.com. My email is info@lifeafterdivorceco.com. And that's the end of my presentation. I will turn it back over to Mandy for question and answer sessions. I hope that you learned some valuable information tonight. Everything cannot be discussed in a presentation. You have to have a free consultation because everybody's situation is different and unique. So I turn it over to Mandy Barr. Thank you for inviting me tonight, Mandy. Thank you everyone for participating.